Well, let's get this program started. Why don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Let me start with this. I'm going to try to be a lot calmer than I have been in the last couple of ranting and raving sessions here on Curmudgeon Nation, where I did get out of control. I mean, the cursing was horrible. And to my Texas relatives, I apologize to the family, but for my behavior. But I got so annoyed. You know, one of the things I got annoyed about recently, I'll remember to tell you was when I was ranting and raving about how there's this bill going through, the government, where about free college and the trillions of dollars being devoted to free college tuition for people and forgiveness of these college debts. And I ranted and raved about how, these colleges are nothing but total liberal indoctrination campuses. All the professors, I mean, if you're a conservative speaker and you go to speak on these campuses, for years you've seen how they've screamed at and yelled at and run off campus, and they're not allowed to even express their point of view. They're run off campuses, and I ranted and raved about how this bill was going to require that billions of dollars be spent, and it's from the taxpayers, to people to go to these liberal college for free. And there are some people in life who are skilled tradesmen, and they come to an understanding that they don't need to go to they don't want to go to college. They're going to be important in life as being someone in the skilled trades or in engineering. They're going to be an electrician or electrical supervisor in a gigantic steel plant, or they're going to be a mechanic or a machinist or a plumber. All these skilled tradesmen that are in such high demand. I ranted and raved about it at the top of my lungs, cursing. I'm trying not to curse on this one, but what I was ranting about was that the fact that these skilled trades workers now and in the future are going to be forced to pay for other people to go to these liberal campuses and the colleges for free, when their education isn't free. Their apprenticeship programs, their learning experience. Wait. And believe me, these 4-year degrees, in feminist arts studies and feminist dance theory and the liberal arts and the performing arts and the theatrical arts and and then they rack up thousands of degrees because guess who gets paid the money? These liberal colleges. It's a racket because the government is saying, okay, we're going to require skilled tradesmen and normal people in America to pay for these exorbitant degrees, $40,000 a semester, for these jackasses to go and be indoctrinated as liberals, where free thought is not. It's the most illiberal place on the world. Illiberal. It's not liberal. Liberal is the free expression of ideas and thoughts and the arena of thinking. They squash everything. They're woke. You're not allowed to say anything. So anyway, I ranted and raved about it. God damn, I'm going on a tangent. I don't mean to. Damn, how many minutes am I into this damn thing? Look, okay, I ranted and raved about that, but what I want to say is these haters, they came at me immediately. They're like, hey, you anti-union piece of shit. I'm like, when was I anti-union? I was saying that they should not have to pay for white liberal elites to go and get these degrees in underwater basket weaving and advance geological feminist volcanic movements. Why should... But this person, this hater, he's like, oh, you anti-union. I'm anti-union? That's the way these people are. Does he know me? Does he know? Does he work in a union? Has he ever? Is he employed? Bet you not, this hater. Does he not know that I've worked with unions my whole life? Steel mills, the leaders, many steel mills and union halls, pharmaceutical plants, pulp and paper. Or I've been on offshore oil platforms, working side by side with members of the union, battering down equipment, preparation of a storm that's blowing in. You're offshore on a platform. The helicopter's coming in on Thursday. I've worked. This person just criticized, because my whole thought was the unions and the skilled tradesmen shouldn't have to pay for elite white liberals' college education and indoctrination into their socialist agenda. Okay, maybe we should invest in them, the unions. Here's a person, he's a liberal. He's like, oh, you anti-union piece of shit. Fuck you. I'm like, oh, God, these are the people. Okay, look. I got to get going. I'm 5 minutes into this. I know you have a short attention span. So do I, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you, this was the point of the call. This is the reason I didn't mean to even talk about that. I'm trying to talk about, is America, I'm going to ask a question. Do you think America is a racist nation today? Are we, amongst all the other nations in the world, hundreds of them, are we a horrible racist nation of white supremacists? This is what the media is telling us. The media is saying that the worst problem we have is of terroristic, internal terrorism, white supremacy, they're saying that racism and white supremacy is the most horrible problem we have, other than climate change. Yeah. But these people are saying that we're a racist nation. Okay, we're worse now. This is what I'm trying to understand. The news media, a CNN lady, CNN people, they're constantly, racism, white supremacy. I'm like, you're saying we're worse now than we were in 1950? What, segregation? 1960, all that, 1970s, making progress, moving on up to the east side. All of the great programs where people, you're telling me that people in America during the 70s sat there in their living rooms watching the Jeffersons, watching Sanford and Sons, watching Good Times, and they're sitting there laughing, but they're thinking, God damn it, we white people, we're way better than them, we're the white supremacists, No. I was there. Some of you young people, you weren't alive then. I was sitting there. I was a young kid. I was a teenager. I'm sitting there watching it with everybody else. I talked to everybody in society. In all the 5 high schools that my mother moved me around to. God damn. And there I was. And listening to all these people. And they're watching these programs. And they totally laughing, loving these people. Sanford and Son, all the programs, thinking, oh my God, these are the greatest people in the world. They're so funny. And we love them. They're just like us. We're like them. Where everybody is great. You don't even think about it. You don't have a thought that someone's going to come in and plant in your mind, hey, wait a minute. You actually hate them. Yeah, you're laughing at them. You think you love them. You think they're your best friend. But you're a racist. This is what, okay, so follow me on this. Follow me down the rabbit hole here for a minute. I'm going to try to get over with because I know you don't have a lot of attention spans, but this is what they're trying to tell us, that we're worse now. These people who are doing this, though, they weren't there in the 60s. They weren't born, or the 70s, or the 80s. They were young kids in the 90s watching the fucking Power Rangers. And they're trying to tell us, hey, all you other people before us, you're all racist. Yeah. You didn't know it. You probably had no idea you were, but you are. Yeah. You're horrible. You're horrible people. I get annoyed by people saying this. That somehow we're worse than we've ever been. I mean, I'm trying to really think it through. Are you saying that all Trump supporters are racist? This is what they're this is honest to God, this is what they're saying. All Trump supporters are racist. All of them. You voted for Trump? Well, then you're a racist because he was a racist, therefore you're a racist. He hated the Mexicans, therefore you hate the Mexicans. And you're like, wait. Just because I'm against illegal immigration, I mean, people coming in, I mean, they're getting killed on the border, they're dying in the desert. You know, I'm against that whole problem. I want to do it a different way. No. You're racist. You're not for solving a problem. Don't try to tell me that shit, you piece of shit, racist Republican. So they smear all Trump Republicans that they're racist. So what this, do they not know the massive harm that's going to do for society? Can you imagine? You're a person. You're married to a black person. You're sitting in an outside cafe, but your husband's not there. A black guy that you're married to, you're a woman, and maybe you've got interracial children or whatever. All of a sudden, Antifa comes down the street with bullhorns and Black Lives Matter, and they scream at you, and they get in your face, and they start screaming, and you're sitting there going, but you don't have a chance to say, hey, wait, I'm married to a black guy, you know, wait. But no, they're just screaming because you're a white person, you're a piece of shit, and now you're being assaulted. This is what it happened thousands of times. And we all know this. It's unconscionable, this type of a smear against all of the good people who their whole lives have gone totally loving their fellow man. And now they're being smeared just because they're not, this is it, they're not a socialist. They're not in line with some sort of weird democratic whatever. So now they're all going to be totally smeared beyond belief. Just like the Fine People hoax. The Fine People hoax, where Joe Biden, even to this day, those people are saying it, that Trump said, there were fine people on both sides of Charlottesville, or that stupid thing. I'm going to tell you what, one of the smartest people I know that I've ever saw, Scott Adams. He talked about this hoax. Damn it, I'm going on and on. I got to quit this. Look, he says if they show the whole video, it shows Trump without prompting. And this is the important part. He said, and not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, he said they should be condemned totally. The neo-Nazis and white nationalists. But if you leave that part out, you might be construed that he was praising the people with the torches. So, in order to not be misconstrued later without prompting, Trump clarified to make sure you wouldn't interpret it wrong. And they lopped that part off and they turned it into Biden's campaign. And everybody says there were fine people on both sides, and Trump said that, and it's all total bullshit. They've smeared that lie is being repeated daily by the left-wing media. That Trump said that there were fine people on both sides of that thing. He was talking about that there were people that showed up to that stupid Charlottesville rally, whatever, because people had been turning over statues in all the cities, and there were people that showed up in Charlottesville, a place in Virginia, rich history. And people wanted to turn over statues and things. And they were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't turn over this stuff. This is history, this is a weird fight. So they showed up in support of things. And people, but they have turned over statues of people that were anti everything they stand for. They've turned down the ridiculousness of it all. And that Trump specifically condemned them, and they lopped it all out. So you wonder, are we? I don't know. I'm going on a tangent. But are you saying that according to this lady here? Look. She wrote this article here. Let's read this article. 4 myths about white supremacy that allow it to continue. Janice Kazar. Oh, she goes down. She tells us. I create strategies for more diversity, equity, and inclusion. Her job description, therefore, is going to be totally stoking racial tensions. She's not, if she doesn't, she'll be out of a job. Let's see what she writes here. World's reflecting about the riots at the Capitol, of course. White supremacy, goes all out. It's intentional now, but let's see what it says. What is it that we're talking about? White supremacy is the belief that the white race is superior to other races as well as the belief that more needs to be done to save the white race. Okay, that's what that's what the media is saying is happening right now. It's our worst problem, white supremacy. That people are saying the whites are the best in the world, and okay, I'm 58 freaking years old. I have never in my life, I have been all around the world. I have been in every state in the union almost. I've been on fishing trips. I've been with white people here and there, all over on the Swanee River, and camping trips, and the workplaces, in steel mills, and pharmaceutical plants, and power plants, in supermarkets, all over the world. I've never heard anyone tell me, or even mention in any conversation ever, that, hey, white people, we're really great, man. We're better than everybody else. You know, we're the best. You know, hey, the black people are fucked up. I have never heard it ever. It's just never occurred. It has never happened in 58 years of my life. I have seen the opposite, and that's what the media is not telling you. I have seen the opposite. I've seen the good part of America, that so much progress has been made, and now people are trying to come along and tell you that no, don't look at the progress in front of your own eyes. Don't remember your own memories about what has been gone, the progress made in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way to today. Forget it. Try to think now that, oh, no, white supremacy, everybody's talking about white supremacy, it's a disaster, white people are trying to fuck everybody in the world. This is what they're doing. I mean, it is shocking. It's amazing. I mean, I'm going on and on. I didn't want to rant and rave like this about this, but that's what happened with the Fine People hoax. But let me ask you a question. I don't see anybody even talking about that white people are so great. I've never heard anybody saying it's great being a white person, or that we have any special skills. We're fucking idiots like everybody else. Swear to God. Look at it. I mean, we can't do anything right. Oh my God. But look, I did see this. Look, I saw this, look, I'm going to end it. There's a show, I saw a Facebook page. Look, is this true? There's only one race. I saw people posting the opposite. I saw people not emphasizing the negative, that the U.S. is just horrible and everyone's racist, which I think is a lie. I don't think it's happening. I think it's the biggest fucking lie we've ever seen. I'm sorry for cursing again. But look, I saw this page that was devoted to racial harmony. I just, you know, when you see this, and you see, this is how I remember being raised, and what I remember the 60s, 70s, and 80s working toward, in the 90s, everything. Somehow someone came along and said, no, none of that happened. Don't remember your own memories. No, the world is not this. Look at this. I pulled up to a hardware store. Took place in front of me. The guy, he gets out in the pouring rain and helps the two kids. The kids rode off happy, and he left with a smile on his face. This is the America that I know. I'm telling you this. This is the truth. This is the honest truth. I think that this is way more prevalent than these stories, than these people who are playing you, the Antifas and the Black Lives Matter, who are, they are using you to enforce I don't even know what's going on, but it just annoys me. You can see stories of people that grew up together and they were the best friends their whole lives. I mean, they talk about it as like the salt and pepper gang. Let me show you something. I saw this. I'm going to end it soon, so just hang with me. Look, these people. I saw people posted up here all their salt and pepper stories. They started posting it. Here's a guy, Barry Moore. Him and his best friend, their whole lives. So everyone is posting positive stories of what they went through in their lives and their friends, whether they were white and black, or it didn't matter at the time. One was white, and I started reading the stories, and you start saying, okay, this is the truth. This is how it's done. This is how America really honestly is, aside from the loud racial screamers that are trying to say there's a worse problem that it is, they're trying to focus on the negative and not the positive. I saw so many stories of these what they were calling their own salt and pepper gangs. They played with each other when they were kids. Didn't matter who was who or what was what. Look at them two right there. Who is this? I saw so many stories of these folks who, and then here, Officer Parker, this is a great thing he posted here, whatever what it was. I was raised on the notion that there's no such thing as color. The beginning, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. It won't matter if your casket is bigger. It goes in the same soil as everybody else. And so many people love that comment. And you start looking at the people that show us how they've always felt all throughout the nation. We all bleed the same. I mean, the positive that is out there. I cannot tell you right now that that's what's the truth. So, are we a racist nation? Just if you want to just hang on one more second, I'll tell you something. So I can see so many people that were like me, who are raised with those folks, you know. You know, if you look here, I'll show you. Just watch. Where was it? You'll see. Here. Right here. There. That's me. I wrote a book, The Salt and Pepper Gang. That was me, and that's my best friend in the world as a child to this very day, and we're old men now, and he's crippled. I wrote a whole book about it. So don't tell me I'm a racist just because, oh, you're a right-winger, you're anti-union, you piece of shit. You know, but do you know where I see real racists? Have you ever heard of these women? Okay, I'm going to end it by saying, have you ever heard of these women, Diamond and Silk? Now, I'm really I want to apologize to them for what I'm about to do because I love them totally. They are great women. They are funny as shit, and they're so passionate. And they came along and they didn't want to vote for Hillary, so they thought, oh, I like Donald Trump a little better than Hillary. That was the only two options. There was no other option. They couldn't go in and say, I want to vote for another guy. Those were the two options. Are they going to vote for this one or that one? So they said, huh, and they had a way of explaining it. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that we should come up to these two black women and say, wait a minute, you said you're for Trump? No, I'm sorry. You're not allowed to vote for Trump. Get over here in line. Get over here in the Democratic Party. Are they not allowed to say what they believe in? Are they not allowed to have their own individual views? No, the Democratic Party says no, they will dehumanize them. And you know who will be racist? The Democrats were to them. Look what the Democrats posted on their page. Because these two women dared to be individuals. If black people aren't allowed to vote for whoever they want to vote for or think however they want to think, then the Democrat Party aren't they still your slaves? They're mental slaves. They're not physical slaves, but they're mental slaves. If you say, oh, you can't, but you cannot, you're not allowed as a black person to vote for Republican Party or you're going to be an Uncle Tom. And we can say this. Look what they said. Look what people said to them on their page. And I'm sorry for them, for me posting this. You two buffoons and your mother, who recently died, should be ashamed. Negroes will do anything to make a coin. You're so ignorant and desperate for attention. I was so offended to see that someone would be that racist for them. Stephen Fetchits online, Aunt Jemima's sisters. I'm like, oh my God, these are liberals who are being blatantly, openly racist. Dr. King is turning in his grave. You're in shame? Wait, what's this? Oh my God. Jigaboos? This, oh my Lord. This is blatant racism in the worst fucking way in the world. I have never seen, honest to God, if you go to Diamond and Silk's page, these poor women who just happen to stand up for themselves. Look, you coons, you hoes should get shot. Listen. Those are Democrats who are saying that to those people. I have never seen that level of racism on anyone's page ever. And yet, they're trying to say that Trump people like me, with my best friend that I just showed you, we're racist. There's something I'm just in shock. Anyway, this has gone on too effing long. I gotta end it. I know the production values suck. I'm exasperated. But at least I didn't rant and rave as horribly as I have before. So anyway, whatever. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night and good luck. But you know what? I don't think that these race mongers, something's got to be done about them. We need to focus on the positive, in my opinion, and love one another and the world and everything and not be like them. They are tearing society apart on purpose. All right, good night. Whatever. Who cares? Nobody cares. I don't give a